Hello, YouTubers. You're late to the party. Facebookers are already looking at this foolishness. Okay. Table, Dave Smalley, Geeks Garage. Hi, buddy. Oh, you guys have already seen me. Okay, DIY table saw sled. The challenge today is to cut this slot approximately from here to here. Lots of silly reasons for that particular set of decisions. Now, so what's happening? There it is, all the way in its parked position. This thing here comes in and out pretty easy. This is for when I put the sled on, two things, and you'll probably see it happen. And I got a little latch that latches it in place. When this gets to about here, it wants to drop. So I put this little ramp here, so right as it starts to want to drop down, it'll hit this and not fall off the table. And the other part is that this is as far as I want this blade to go, which should be right about there. So this limits the dropping problem, and this limits this thing falling off or cutting too far. Okay, now these are temporary because I have a tiny little bit of slop in the system, and right now there's absolutely no slop. Yeah, very little, but this is insurance. Oh, well, this is why these are here, because I'm going to put this up and I can see how I can really miss the spot. I will be lifting the saw blade up to its full height. Then I will, I got to put my helmet on. Pardon me. All right, the face shield. Now, get it to full height, get it on, make sure and guide this into that slot carefully. Wow. All right, now it's all the way through. Now, to make it come all the way back here, gotta push it till it stops. Right, there's a stop. Now, and here's the dangerous part, now I've got to pull it back as straight and clean, as easy as, oh, it jumped. Straight and clean, as easy as I can to there. Now hold it nice and steady, turn it off. Okay, let's see what happens with the first part of that process. I think I'm going to need to put something under here like this to get it up high enough for this blade to completely extend. Okay, here you are. Oh, but it just dropped. Let's get it all the way up. Oh, okay, good. All right, so I did not need to do what I was fearing I would have to do. Cool. All right. Some people may think, well, why didn't I just bring the blade up when it was already here? Because I noticed when I did that, I was trying to make a real thin slot, and I lifted the blade up with the method I just used while cutting, and the blade comes up, and then when you lock it in place, it moves over a hair. And so in order to avoid that jump, and again, it's a tiny little bit, but enough for me to notice and be upset with. So it's all the way up and locked over in its cutting position. All right, so now I have that much clearance. I got some clearance. Okay, so time to stop talking and to start cutting. Okay. Even got my shoes on. Oh, out here I'm getting ready with the face shield, and I haven't got the plugs all worked out yet. I like to leave stuff unplugged. So first plug the saw into the switch, hiding well over here. Make sure it's down, which is in the off position. The saw has a zip tie holding the trigger to keep it in the on position. And let's get our little Facebook action needed too low FPS. Alright, here we go. It did not come on, that's a good thing. If that would have come on, I would have pulled it out real quick because the switch would have been in the wrong place. Okay, last walkthrough. Put on the face shield. Turn on the motor. Slide this down and forward. And then slide it all the way back. Stop. Hold it in place. Turn off the saw. Okay, that's the plan. Let's hope that I do this and don't screw up, as this is pretty important if I screw this up. Okay, aha, see y'all in a bit. Yes! Ugh. Number one, I didn't die. Number two, I have a nice, beautiful, clean, what they call zero clearance cut. Beautiful. Thank you, baby. Aha, and you see, I miscalculated. Oh, this is the top of the affecting cutting arc. Good. So I did, we'll check in a second. Let's check over there first. Put this guy somewhere. You're gonna play with power tools, get yourself a face shield, they're cheap. Get a good one. See how this one's got a nice curve to it, and I think I bought a $5 or $10 one, which is junk. It's sitting over there. It's junk. Don't do that. This, I don't remember, 15, 12? Don't remember. Whatever the hell it costs, this is the one to get. It's got a hard thing. It's got this curve all the way around you, and you can flip it up and down, even though the up doesn't stay up very well. Okay, now, on this side, this was the spot. There's tape over here. Yeah, there's some tape over here where I calculated to be just an inch past the top of the saw's arc. Perfect. So, in other words, I'm going to put my fence here so that everything gets 100% cut by the blade. I should disconnect this. Put my finger near it. Yeah, I had it off, but what if it came back on? Unplug. All right, so that was successful. Groovy, man. Now let's pull it back this way. And again, I want the center of the blade about there. Oh man, she's sliding nice. Oh, I can take these off now. I don't need these anymore. Okay, so well, that's pretty good. The center of the blade is right here, so this was what I was hoping. I'm good. All right, you're done. I love this green tape, guys. This green tape at Lowe's is about half the price of the blue tape that everybody uses. Half the frickin' price. Sticks much better. But I mean, it's called rough surface tape. The hell with the blue stuff. I'm buying this from now on. I love it. Okay, now what? That was big. It was real simple. All right, let's get this blade out of the way while I work. Well, I really put it on there. I wanted it on tight. It's on tight. Okay, she's out of the way. Let's get these temporary. And again, that was because I could do this And I was going to line it up by eye, and I thought, no, none of that line up by eye. Let's do this mechanically. And that's what these two guys did. It gave me a slot to drop into. Okay, let's get that temp stuff out of here. Okay, this little guy really gets in the way. So I like having him be able to get out of the way. All right, so click. Get this guy off of here. And off of there. I was laughing at myself earlier. I got a lot of prototype marks and holes of stuff that didn't actually work out. But that's what happens when you build stuff for the first time. And I'm getting low on these screws. I've been using lots of them on this project, but that's what screws are for. Use them. There we go. Yeah, I'm guilty. Whenever I need a few screws, I buy a box. Because you buy a few at a time, you pay probably 10 times as much as you do when you buy the box. And I will use them over time. I tell you what, if you need screws and you live near me, you only want 5 and you want to keep the box, buy the box. I'll pay you for the rest. You'll end up cents on each one. Okay, got my slot. Took back to normal. Again, this will go over here. Now to attach the fence. And this is big. This is a big part. So this was the most dangerous thing that I was anticipating having to do. I'm glad that that went smooth. Let's pull this about to midway and think about attaching the fence. Oh, because of this video, because of you guys, I pushed this over this way. So I got my big stomach has a hard time coming around here. Okay, Mr. Fence. Let's take a look. The fence. I wanted it right on that line. Now, in my world, I like things centered. I'm OCD. But, since most things will be fed in from this side, and this will be the waste, this will probably be the work surface. But the bottom line, I don't anticipating very much. Here's my conundrum. Should I put it in the center? Should I put it over here? Should I put it over here? I'm going to chicken out and put it more or less in the center. Yep. That's what I'll do. I'll chicken out. All right, so if I remember correctly, once I get to that line, I'm good to go. Yep. I should mark the exact center. Yeah, I should mark that. Let me know exactly. Whoa. Yeah. See, I didn't have my rod in to stop it from dropping. I forget pretty much everything within minutes of it happening. People will say, oh, it's because of all the substances you put in your body or your old age. Or no, it's not. I did it at 7 years old. I can still remember being in the tool shed, horrified that I couldn't remember what Grandpa sent me for. I couldn't. I went back and he whooped my butt. I remember not remembering. How's that? So, it's been with me forever. Alright, so I want this all the way here. Pull this up and mark the exact center, and then I could just be a quarter an inch or so in from the center. Now I can't get to it. Jeez. Alright. It's always something, ain't it? Alright, so let's get her up. I thought I could put it on the other side of the fence. Okay, I won't tighten it so tight this time. Okay. Boom. Batman. Oh, that's so nice. Oh my God, I love that. Alright, so the actual, see it's trying to fall. It's because all this damn weight here. That weight will be back here and that shouldn't be an issue. Here's my marker. Big fat boy. I saw a video and I ended up agreeing with the guy. Says, we all use pencils in this super thin line, yabba dabba doo, and you can't see the damn thing when you're cutting it. Use a Sharpie. It has, when you put a Sharpie line, it has two nice neat lines. This side, that side. Normally this side is just the same as the pencil, and you can see it. Okay. I'm going to call the center of this right here. Oh, so I get the steel. Oh, wait a minute. So here's the center. Okay, so I can be just shy inside of this line, but not much. So I don't need to mark it. So this looks like the center to me. And this is about 3/8 of an inch away. I want to be 1/4 inch away. So if I leave about 1/8 of an inch line there, the width of this, to start from, that'll be a good starting spot. Alright, so you go there. Alright, so let's put you back down. You may have noticed I like to get the blade of anything out of the way when I actually work, in between using the blade. If you're not using it, put it away. If you're not running the saw, unplug it. Safety dork. Which reminds me, I'll unplug this one too to make 100% sure I got that one unplugged and this one. Alright, back to work. Meanwhile, back in the jungle. Okay, so I'm going to mostly have it here. Oh, and I just realized I now got to pull the blade back up again. That's funny. Alright, I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm proud of this foolishness. This is really crooked. My stand for making straight drill cuts obviously does not work at all. So I'll be making a drill press one of these days. But it functions. I mean, bottom line, this is adjustable and stays on point. This is going to be a good girl. Now what I want to do... Oh boy. Okay. Now I am going to I'm going to start let's take a look at square, things like square. My friend square. Oops. Some of that green tape that I was using for some shimming in here. Ooh, I'm wearing a lot of sawdust. I made myself some push sticks. This is for my right hand to grab the piece of wood, and this is for my left hand to push it against the blade. So this one is sliding a little bit the whole time, and this one's pushing a little bit. So I'm pushing this way and this way. And there's a cut in that. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, they fit. Oh, cool. I like that. Oh, what's funny is I do not need these at all, period, when using the sled. This is for when ripping. We'll be doing ripping another time. Alright, so, I don't need this blade up. I got such a nice cut here. Okay, groovy, man. Yeah. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to get my initial set just by doing this. Groovy. Alright, so my initial set is going to be, put it in place, drill one screw here, drill one screw here. No. Hi, baby. I'm filming. She don't like to be on camera. All right. So with my terrible fence, first, this is fence number 2. I'm pretty happy with this one. With my terrible first attempt at a fence, I had put a screw here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 screws here. So what you do is you attach it as straight as you can make it. Make a test cut. Well, actually, you make 5 test cuts. And then you measure what happened on the 5th, and that will determine whether you needed to move the fence in this angle or this angle. So there's a process you go through to make that little bitty move and to lock it down. And you take this first screw out and you put in the second screw and try it. And you might be closer, you might have nailed it. But you know, most people say put in 4 of these so that you've got 3 adjustments to make. You can't use the other ones because if this hole and this screw hole in here were out, if you try to use them again, you'll pull it right back to out. You're trying to adjust away from that position, so that's why you have this hole, this clearance hole all ready to go, and you get it over, clamp it down, drill a pilot hole, put the screw in, take the test. Alright, so there's where I am now. And you know what? I think I'm going to stop this video right here because this can get long, and most of you guys don't like long. Okay. Let's stop, we'll stop YouTube first. You are my go-to YouTube. I'm really impressed with what you've been teaching me, and I hope that I can show some newbies what to do and what not to do. Bye, YouTube.